Hi everybody, Steph here again, and we're showing you today an absolutely stunning example of a Parker 75 fountain pen. You can see it comes in the original outer case with single. It's also got 75 pen to the sticker there with the letter F, which stands for fine. Now if we open the outer case, pop the outer case to one side, and as you can see it comes in this hard case inside. Now if we open it up like so, the first thing that we can see inside the case is this lovely original booklet. As it says there, Parker 75, your key to better writing, which in effect relates to this little object here, which we'll show in a moment. And inside what you've got is the filling instructions and how to fill the pen, etc. You've got the guarantee, and as I say, this little object which we'll show in a moment. Inside the case, what you'll see there, you've got this beautiful sterling silver Parker 75 fountain pen, which comes in this gorgeous crosshatch grid pattern, or as some people call it, the Cisele pattern. You can see the pen has never been inked. It's as it came originally. They used to provide you with an ink cartridge here, and you've also got the ink converter as well. Now if we take the pen out and let's put the case to one side, as I say, what you've got is an absolutely beautiful pen here. It's a sterling silver Parker 75. The 75s come from, well, circa in the regions of 1964 through to, I believe, 1993. Now I do believe this particular one is actually one of the earlier models. Reason being, there's lots of different variants in this particular model that gives you some idea of the age of the pen. First of all, you'll notice to the top there and to the bottom of the barrel there, it has what we term as the flat tassies. Now they were actually on the earlier models. After that, Parker introduced what they termed as a dish top tassie as well, after, you know, to the pen. But as I say, these particular ones are the flat ones, which indicate that it's one of the earlier models. The pattern of the pen, if we can actually bring it quite close up for you, as you can see, it comes in this, well, this grid pattern in sterling silver, and I believe on the earlier models the black that you can actually see here was actually enamelled to make the crosshatch more pronounced. And then the later pens, I believe, the black lines were more down to the patina, if you like, of the aging silver, which highlighted the grid pattern. If you can see to the top there, it's got this lovely long standard Parker clip to the top there. Okay, now let's show you the imprints here. First of all, what you'll notice just to the bottom of the cap there, it actually says Parker. Now if we turn it round slightly, you will then actually see that it actually tells us it's sterling silver. And if we take it round a little bit further, it tells us that this particular pen was made in the USA. And then to the right of that, you will find, or hopefully you'll see, it's got the 925, it's got the 925 and also the London import mark. And then just a little bit further around there, you'll notice it's got the Parker halo and the arrow symbol. So that's the markings to the bottom of the cap. Another marking on this particular pen, I'm not too sure if we'll be able to show you or if it'll become clear, if I can actually find it. Okay, there it is, just to the right of my finger. I'm hoping that's nice and clear, or I'm hoping you can see it. What you'll actually see there, it actually has the hallmarks, and it's got the Parker Pen Company mark. Again, it's got the London import mark, 925, and then just to the right of that, it's got what I believe to be the letter I, which actually dates this particular pen in the region of 1964. So again, that's why I believe this particular pen to be one of the earlier models. Now, if we take the cap off, which is a slip cap, and in this particular case is nice and stiff as it should be, and let's show you the pen and the cap together there. Absolutely beautiful. What you'll notice here, we've got this Parker section here, and again, one of the differences you'll notice on this particular section here, it has 1, 2 ribbed sections, and then just on the third one there you'll notice it's got this sort of smooth section, which it actually allows the user to hold the pen comfortably. But you'll notice the rib section goes from the top to the ring there, and it actually goes all the way down to the barrel there. Again, with the later models, this particular rib section was slightly shorter. Another way of actually dating this particular pen, if you actually look to the top there and this silver ring to the top of this section there, you'll notice it's got all these little markings, and if we turn it round you'll notice it's got the 0 marking on the section ring. Now let's try and sort of turn it round for you, and I'm hoping that's nice and clear. You can see it's got the 0 and you've got all the markings on the section ring there. Let's show you the nib while we're here, and again what you'll notice, it actually has Parker. It's a 14 karat gold nib, and then to the middle of this particular nib it has 585, and then to the right it's got USA. Now if we turn it over you'll notice it's got the standard Parker 75 feed to the back. And one little thing that's actually a little bit confusing for me, you can see there it's actually got the number 65 to the back of the feed. Now normally, as I'll show you in a moment, some pens had a M or an F for medium or fine, whatever. As I say, I'm not actually seeing one with this particular number 65. Whether that, again, that might relate to the age of the pen being 1965, I am not too sure. And again, it'll be interested to find out if anybody knows what that number actually means. If we open the pen up here, again there's some slight discrepancies on this particular pen, because although I date it to 1964, the earlier Parker 75 models had a metal thread to the bottom of this section here, and as you can see this particular one has a plastic thread, which makes this particular pen slightly later than maybe what I actually maybe think from 1964. As I say, the early ones had a metal thread. Okay, so there's the pen there. Now just to sort of show you some differences, what we've also got, I've got another of my sets. Here's a Parker 75, again the Cisele model or the crosshatch model with a ballpoint pen. Let's try and show you some of the differences being here. You'll notice on this particular one, the bottom of the cap there, it just says Parker, and if we twirl it round for you, it just simply says sterling silver. Okay, there we go, and again made in USA. So slightly different markings on this particular one here. Now if we take the cap, again I date this pen a little bit later. If I show you what I mean with the rib sections there, so you'll notice this is the what I believe to be the later version, and this one is what I believe to be, if you like, slightly new. And you'll notice the rib section there on this particular pen goes down to the barrel. On this one it does not. Again, one thing you'll notice this particular one being the the later version, and this being a little bit newer, you'll notice the ring there does not have the markings as with the earlier versions, because around about, I believe it was about 1968, what they actually did, they actually removed the zero and the markings to this particular ring here. So you'll see there's no markings on this particular one here. And again, if you look at the nib there, the markings on the pen on the left, that one just simply says Parker 14 karat USA, and it doesn't actually have the 585 in the middle. And again, if we turn it round, you'll notice this particular pen has the M that we mentioned earlier, whereas the other pen has this number 65, which is a little bit confusing. So sorry, I've actually mismatched them. So as I say, this is a later version here. As with the earlier version on this particular one, we actually showed you the hole marks to the barrel here. This particular pen does not actually have them. Okay, so earlier version, slightly later version. Again, some of the things you can actually notice is that on the earlier version here, you'll notice the arrowhead is slightly shorter than the later version, because what they did, they actually extended it or made it slightly longer. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see that. The tassies to the bottom there are both flat, so they both apply. Slight difference in the tassies. You'll notice the earlier version, this one, you'll notice the tassies to the side are quite flat, whereas the later version there, the edges are a little bit more, if you like, they're more rounded. So another way of actually dating the particular pens. So what we'll do, we'll pop that back in the case here. Incidentally, I won't be doing any writing samples, quite simply is because this particular one from my own collection, it's never been inked, and I'm actually going to keep it that way. This particular one from my collection, I don't believe it's been inked, but it'll be looking for a new home. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to leave that down to the new owner to whether he wants to display it or to actually use the pen itself. So what we'll do, we'll pop that back. Incidentally, one thing we've actually missed, this particular item here it's actually a little key. Now what this key is actually for is that when they launched this particular pen, the key was actually used to actually turn the nib, and the indicators there allowed the user to align the nib to their preference. So what they could actually do, they could actually turn the nib, and if you actually grip the section there, with it being a triangular section, it's actually quite comfortable to hold. So what the user would actually do is use this particular key to turn the nib and the feed to a comfortable position where the user can actually write at whatever position he would prefer. So that's what the key for is, well, what the key is for. So there we have it. That's the Parker 75 Cisele. Incidentally, the size of the pen from the top of the cap to the bottom there is approximately 128 millimeters capped. Around the barrel, it's approximately 11 millimeters in diameter. As I say, the pen is in, well, 925 sterling silver. There was talk that the clips were actually solid gold, but I'm not aware of that. So what we'll do, we'll term it as a gold plated or a gold filled clip. Okay, and as you can see, there's some patina there to the tassies at the top there. The pen has not been cleaned. It's in original how it came condition. Absolutely mint. Superb example. So there we have it, the Parker 75 crosshatch grid pattern. Incidentally, just if you're interested, there's actually 3,330 squares to this particular pattern. I counted them all this morning. No, I didn't. I actually found that out. But just for your interest, if anybody's interested, that's how many squares there is to this particular pen. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I've enjoyed showing it to you. Don't forget, we've got plenty more videos for you to watch. Don't be shy, go and have a look, and don't forget to subscribe. But for now, I'll just say bye bye now.